Hello, hello, hello! This is the Jack again, bringing you another Supreme Commander 2 replay. This time you'll notice, however, it's a 2v2. The teams are Dark Assassin as Aeon and Ronnie as UEF, and they are going up against Dirty Lobster as Cybran with Rufo King as UEF. So this should lead to quite an interesting game. Rufo King and Ronnie will more than likely go air and try to vie for control for the 81,000. All the while, Dark Assassin looks like he's queuing off an air factory, so there's that plan out the window. But their biggest threat on land is Lobster with Brat coming and Power Detonate. The biggest threat in the air would be either Ronnie or Rufo King with AC-1000s. So how each team will counter these threats is unknown at the moment. Albeit it's simple enough for Team 1, Dirty Lobster and Rufo King, to defend against their biggest threat, AC-1000s. The other team, on the other hand, have to worry about AC-1000s and the Brackman and Power Detonate. It's very difficult to defend against both things, after all. And as I say it, an air factory from Rufo King, possibly just for a scout, possibly intended on his tactic. And we can see Dark's going full on air after all. So if Lobster was to go land, it'd be unopposed in land for the moment. What is Ronnie going to do? He's not queued up a factory yet. So, wonder what's going through their team. I wonder what they'll be planning. A land factory looks like... I expected Ronnie to be going air, but it looks like Ronnie will be taking on the land. And Dark Assassin will be taking on air. That probably is a better choice. Although they'll lose out on their awesome AC-1000s of instant winning, they do get a better counter to Brackman, and that is the longer range demolishers. The problem is, Ronnie isn't so skilled at microing, so it may all be for naught. At the very least, it can buy them time while Dark Assassin gets air supremacy. Rufo King has scouted both Dark and Ronnie, so Lobster and Rufo King now know what to expect. They've seen 2 air factories and a land factory from Ronnie, so they also now have a radar up. What will become of this game, I wonder? Hopefully it won't take too long, and maybe I should scroll in and show some fancy units. You know, this game does have graphics other than just 2D pictures like that. See, look, Commander, structures. See, they have models, not just 2D pictures. Yes, and more air factories from Rufo King, and this seems like a good... it could be a quick game at this rate. Lobster's going air as well, so this could be a very one-sided game for the most part. How will Ronnie do to counter this? If he's smart, he's not spent any research and will be going and should spam full on anarchists with no land to worry about. It's very valid. And already Rufo King with an advantage in the air, killing 1 plane, 2 planes, losing 1, killing a 3rd plane, and killing a 4th plane. And that 2nd plane almost died, and it survives. So it looks like so far the advantage goes to Lobster and Rufo King. Here comes the anarchists, mobile AA. It's a bit troublesome on how you'd contend with this with mobile AA. As if you're here, they could go for your base and you have to walk all the way around to get there. It leaves you at a severe disadvantage. However, you could have mobile AA all over the place and defend yourself quite well for the most part. Or you could forcibly attack and force them to actually defend themselves non-stop. We'll find it soon enough, and it looks like Rufo King's going to try and take out some more planes. He seems to decide against it, trying to avoid a land force. But he does get a free plane. But he turns away and oh, it's bad orders from everyone here. And it looks like, who's behind who? Looks like everyone's losing everything here. But, oh, Gareth planes from Rufo King here, and They were sitting about idling while getting shot at. That could cost him a few planes, but he still has a lot more than what Dark has, and he quickly kills what the remaining planes from Dark. And Lobster's now taking the opportunity to bomb Dark, so there goes NJ. Next will be the mass point. Or is he actually going to go for the next NJ? He's taking out the planes first though. Ronnie is switching to air. That's possibly a worse choice than what you had. In fact, a great counter right now would have been... And it looks like Dark switching to land. What's going on here? I'm not sure at all, but it could be very well be Dark just needs to survive long enough to get the experimental anti-air bot, and that'll decimate both Throful King and Lobster. We'll have to see how it goes though. Both switch tactics that will cripple both of them for a while. And here comes the bombing run on his back mass. And there it goes. Next mass point. Looks like Ruffle King's taking an opportunity to switch to gunships. We could be seeing the end of the game soon enough at this rate. A nice little short game it would seem. I'm happy with that, and I assume everyone else will be. Not a long game at all today, it seems. And death to the engineers, leaving a half-built factory. Continuing to kill the mass points. Wise choice. The sooner those mass points go down, the more crippled Dark becomes in the long run. But a handful of tanks are moving out. Lobster sees this and he's already moving in to kill them. There goes 3 tanks. 3, 6, 8 left. 7, 6, 5. And they're just scattering, doing little to nothing now, which is unfortunate. But on the plus side, it is buying Dark and Ronnie time to rebuild. He's moving his anti-air force out now. Hopefully if they don't scout that, they'll not know it's AA and try to bomb it and lose a lot of planes. One can only hope. And here comes the attempt of bombing. Ronnie's trying to split up his forces as much as possible. 2 dead, 3 dead, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dead. But he's splitting them up far too far apart. And here comes the gunships. Not very good move orders from Rumpelbig here with the gunships. He's actually going to lose one as a result. And there it goes. That's just mopping this up, and looks like Lobster's moving out with his air force, new power and everything. Will we go for the commander or will we go for the land force? He's going for the factory. He's going for the air factory. And I do apologise, I should use my middle mouse button to scroll about more often than scrolling in and out, in and out. It's just that doing this and this is a lot quicker than doing this. See how ineffective it is. But for short distances, this is a lot more handy. There goes the engineer, and there goes the next factory, I can only assume. And it looks like here comes AC-1000s, as I expected. Well, I can't say I totally didn't expect this. In fact, it's entirely what I expected from... Actually, I completely expected this from both people. From both teams even. It is a very powerful tactic to use, the AC-1000. But at this rate, it's probably not going to see the light of day. It doesn't look like Dark's going to get a AC-1000 up anytime soon. And is Ruffleking going for it? He's going to snipe the comm, I think. But does he have enough gunships? If he makes it to the AA, he'll survive. But he really needs to stop his commander so his engineer can repair it. That might not even be necessary. And there goes the last of the gunships. The commander survives. Lobster now taking out Ronnie's factories and AA towers. So this has been a completely one-sided game where Dark and Ronnie have been completely on the defensive. Looks like Lobster's taking the opportunity to kill all of Ronnie's undefended mass and energy. So that's going to be Ronnie quite crippled for the most part. He is doing quite well at spreading out all his AA guns, though. But that'll mean nothing to the AC-1000, which actually, I believe, outranges them, maybe? Or has at the very least the same range, making it difficult to actually shoot down that AC-1000 with them. What are you doing? These are terrible, terrible decisions you're making. Well, now you issue an attack order. As you can see, Lobster's still mopping up what's left up there, and Ruffleking's just going for the AA guns here. Is even able to snatch a mass point. Looks like Lobster's going for the last factory, down in Dark's old base. And is it going to survive? No, it does not. There's just enough planes to kill it. Looks like Ruffleking's determined to kill the commander, but there's just not enough gunships left. The factory shield's doing its job brilliantly here. And once again, the commander survives. But once again, Lobster's crippling the other base. And there's two AC-1000s in the field. Lobster's even taking an option to attack them directly. He's going for the commander. The shield's still up. But he sacrifices the Air Force to do it. Dark Assassin's now finally repairing his commander though, so that'll make it more difficult to kill. But it seems Ruffleking's now rolling out with the AC-1000s. Here they go to wreck your day. Here they come to kill you off and leave you defenseless. Yes, that's pretty much confirmed. They outrange very slightly Mobile AA. They aren't very tankable either. They can be killed quite quickly. It's just a matter of picking them off one at a time, structure at a time, tank at a time, keeping your range as much as possible, killing anything that strays too close. And here comes another mass point dead. Dark's trying to chase the AC-1000s with his AA guns, but the AC-1000s are just too damn fast. Looks like Lobster's grouping up all his planes and another AC-1000 being built, and there's a lot of gunships as well. This could be ending very soon. It's just a matter of killing things as you circle them. Yep. There's the Gauss Cannon upgrade. I can tell you that without even looking in. Can you even see the Gauss Cannon from here? No, you cannot. Was it the Gauss Cannon upgrade? They're moving out, so I imagine it was, but I don't think you can visibly see it on the model. know if they stop long enough, I'll find out. But as they move out, Lobster and Robin can both jump on their bases, quickly destroying 4 factories, mass point, radar. Next comes Commander. Lobster's fleeing with his planes just so they don't die in explosion. Will the gunship survive, or is there too much AA? I would say there's too much AA. There's a Commander explosion. They're going for the next comm now. Taking down the factory, the Commander's defenceless. The gantry is being built, but it's far too late now. And every structure and engineer of Ronnie's has been destroyed, and they did have the Gauss Cannon upgrade, but it didn't get close enough. That is kind of unfortunate, and there goes Dark Assassin, and that's the end of the game. So the winners are Lobster and Rufo King. Scores here, they completely dominated the game. Let's look at the units killed. Lobster kills 88. Rufo King 123. Dark Assassin and Ronnie are both on 47 and 95, so that was actually quite balanced, but they were purely on the defensive the whole game, which is unfortunate. Lobster lost very little in the end, only 35 losses. So there you have it, another game, another victory. Not geothermal borehole and an actual team game. So if you enjoyed it, check out my channel for more, and you can always subscribe. So yeah.